big ol' onion head. By the way, where are my goals for September? Okay, let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jess, also known as the Fat Funny One, and welcome to the chaos. I'm in my new office. I'm gonna do a proper video and talk about that soon, but I'll be loving the background, minus the ladder, but just okay. If this is the first time you've landed on my channel, then hello. I'm Jess. I'm a working mum of 4. I'm married to a bald guy called Trev. I've got 2 cats and a dog. I work a corporate job. I do a bit of content creating. I wrote a book. All the plates, all the spinning, that's me. So if you like a little bit of everything from a Costco haul to a video like today, or how to set up task lists for your kids or build your confidence, then I am your gal, and I would love for you to share that journey with me and subscribe. So if you could, I think you should, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you don't miss a video. But hello and welcome to today's video. So last month, yeah, it would have been last month, I set up a video of my September goals, super inspired by Carter Sullivan. I love her channel, and basically I wanted to do more around goal setting. Now I am a massive fan of writing things down, goal setting, all that good stuff, all that positive stuff, but I've just never really shared. So I thought I'd hold myself a little bit more accountable and hopefully inspire along the way by sharing my goals. So we did that in September. I will link the video somewhere here. You'll be able to watch it. I'll give this video a bit of context. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go through those goals, what I did well, what I didn't quite hit, and then I'm also going to do some reflections of the month. So talk about some of the highs, talk about some of the things I've struggled with, my favourite read, and then look at what we're looking forward to moving forward. I'm going to do a separate video as well for my October goals. Otherwise, I feel like these videos are going to be super, super long. So, reflections of September. Let's go. So, one question I did get asked was around how I set up my goals. So, I write them all out here so you can see. And then I tick and cross where we're at. And then on the opposite page of my book, I will do the overview and then just write some things down. So the highlights, my favorite things, some core memories, and then things I need to work on. And then at the very bottom it says read, and it'll be my favorite book. But I just use this. This is my Pretty Perfect journal from Pretty Perfect Planning. I love it. It's like a bullet journal style. It's like everything. I have everything in here. Pictures, all sorts of stuff. Look, spreadsheets, charts, you name it, it's in here. So anyway, I have it all in here. So let's have a look. What did happen in September? So financial goals. My first financial goal was to not buy any books, and I am pleased to say I achieved that. I, Jessica Jones, did not buy any books for a whole month. A whole month. Do you know how hard that is? Now, shout out to my girl Emma, who sent me 2 new books as a gift to try and help curb my addiction. And so she kindly sent me 2 books. So I did get some new books, and I don't know if that kind of counts, but I did not buy any new books. My next was £125 on my grocery spend. I didn't hit that. Now, one thing I did do was I learned or got much better at cooking with what I've got, getting creative with meals, having some random dinners, but really only buying what we needed. Now, the one thing I didn't count for was baby milk. Theo has weaned, so he doesn't breastfeed anymore. He is going to be 1 in, oh my gosh, he's going to be 1 next month. It's just crazy. And so I forgot that I've got to buy formula, and because he's now weaned, he just has formula. I used to co-feed, so it was a little bit easier, and that obviously is quite pricey, so I didn't account for that when I was looking at the budget. That made a big difference. One thing I did do was go to the market, like the local grocery market, versus going to the supermarket to buy fruits and vegetables, and it was such good value for money, and I got far more for my money than I would at the supermarket, so I was really happy with that. But I didn't quite make it. I think in total I ended up spending about £190, possibly £200. But for a family of 6 for a month's worth of food, I'm really, really pleased with that. That obviously included formula as well. So yeah, I'm really pleased with that. I took more away from the principles, and I guess just being more creative with food and that sort of stuff than I did the actual money saving, but that's okay. I'm really pleased with how that ended. The next was to track all my spending. Did that, really pleased. I've got to do a quick check now and plan for October. But apart from that, I did track all my spending, and it really keeps me aware of where my money is going throughout the month. I cannot recommend it enough. Even if you do it daily if you can, but if you're doing it weekly, just to keep your head in the game when it comes to your finances and knowing where your pennies are going. Yeah, I did that. Really pleased I stuck to that. And then last but not least, it was to earn £250 from a side hustle. Ooh, I didn't quite get there. I managed to earn about £75 from Vinted. Actually, let's check. What did I earn from Vinted? Let's have a quick look. So yeah, I made £70 on Vinted, and I've actually got another 40 something pounds up there pending. So what's that in total? £113.85. So not bad. I know the biggest downfall I had was that I didn't upload enough stuff, and I've got piles and piles of stuff, and I just didn't take enough pictures and upload stuff. So I'm really pleased with that. But if I had dedicated more time to doing that and not scrolling TikTok one evening, then I probably would have hit my goal. So it's a real learning for me, but I'm really, really pleased. I managed to make some money from things that I've already had in the house that I just wasn't wearing. So yeah, really pleased with that, but not quite where it needs to be. So moving on to my wellness goals, average steps, I pretty much hit those most of the time. I was really bad at checking though. So sometimes I'd get into bed and think, yeah, I've done it. And I was like 9,000 steps in. I was like, and there's me like walking around my bedroom in the middle of the night trying to get them steps in. But yeah, on average, I did well. I have recently bought my walking pad for my desk. So I'm hoping that next month I'm going to be smashing those step targets. But yeah, it was okay. It was much better than the month before, and having that step goal to work towards, I think, really keeps me on track. So really pleased with that. The next was to read 2 books, and I actually think I read 2 and listened to 1. I read The Family Upstairs by Lisa Jewell. I read Verity by Colleen Hoover, and then I listened to Will by Will Smith on Audible. Loved all, well, that's a lie. I was gonna say I loved all 3. I didn't. I really didn't like The Family Upstairs. I found it a bit like, I think I gave it like 3 stars. But anyway, I read books and I loved it. And so I'm really, really pleased with that. I also started Book Lovers by Emily Henry. So I'm going to finish that hopefully in October. But yeah, really pleased. Read my 2 books. Next was to drink more water. This is a bit like tracking my spending. It's always on my goal list. I wasn't great at drinking water this month, I must admit. I was having glasses here and there, but I really need to get back into having my 2.5 litre bottle, filling it up in the morning and making sure it's done by the end of the day. So yeah, I'm going to focus on that, but wasn't particularly great. And then the last was to have a self-care day. Did not have time for that. And I'm absolutely gutted. I've had such a busy week this week as well, so I really could use it, but I just couldn't find the time. At one point in the month we were all quite poorly, loads of colds and flu going around, so I kind of had a day in bed, but it wasn't a self-care day. It was just I'm ill, I need to be in bed, and they're 2 very different things. So yeah, that didn't happen, but hopefully we can find some time in October to carve that out. So my next set of goals were for work and business. I set myself a goal to hit 30,000 followers on TikTok. Didn't happen. Where were you all? We were supposed to do that one together. That was a joint effort and you just weren't there. But realistically, I barely posted on TikTok for the month of September, so there is no surprise I did not hit my goal. And one thing I'm really looking at, and I've got it on my phone actually, one of my widgets, it says on here, align your actions to your goals. And so realistically, if I wanted to hit that goal, my action should have been really putting in the work to create content on there and share on there, and I just wasn't doing that. So I'm not surprised I didn't hit it. So yeah, that was a no-go. The next was to secure some press or PR for my book. I didn't quite do that, but, and a big but, I had some really good calls and chats with my agent about what we're going to do and a bit of a plan. And so whilst I didn't necessarily book the press or the PR, we've got a plan in place to do that. So actually just working in that space and making sure that I am ahead of the game, know what I'm doing, got a plan, got some strategy in place, that's happened, and I made that happen in September. So I'm really, really pleased. So I didn't quite secure the PR or press that I wanted, but I've got a plan in place and that is the next best thing. So really, really pleased with that. The other one was to upload 6 YouTube videos. I didn't do that. And one thing I have learned when it comes to goal setting is realign and reassess, and this is one of those goals. So most of my goals that you'll see, and I talked about this in like the last video about how I plan and stuff, all come from kind of filter down from my annual goals. What do I want to achieve this year? What's the bigger picture? And then I filter those down into monthly, weekly, daily tasks and goals. And my biggest challenge this year was about uploading 100 YouTube videos. I really wanted to be consistent on here. 2 videos a week, let's go. What I didn't consider is 2 to 3 videos a week for a full-time content creator is probably doable. I'm not a full-time content creator. I still have a corporate job. I also have 4 children. I also do a lot of projects offline. And actually my biggest social media platform is Instagram. So a lot of my time goes there because that's where a lot of my social media work comes from. So what I didn't assess, I think, was the reality of trying to create that content. Recording your video, 20 minutes, half an hour, cool. But then you've got to edit it. Then you've got to create your thumbnail. There is a lot more work to it. And I think I underestimated how much time it would take and how much time I would have. So what I'm going to do now is, rather than beat myself up about not getting there or keep trying to scrape by to get there and not do it properly or well or even at all, is I'm reassessing that goal for myself. So what I'm actually going to do is switch to 1 video a week, which I think is far more realistic and what I've managed to achieve this month. I won't say relatively easy, but I've managed to do it, and it's felt far less pressured and stressful. So I didn't quite get the 6 that I wanted, but that's fine. We've realigned, we've reassessed, and we've got a new goal to stick to. The last one was to go live on Instagram, and I know I talk about not being disappointed in myself when I do goals, and I try really hard not to. I think mindset plays a massive part in how you feel motivated and what you want to achieve and how you achieve it. But I am really disappointed in myself for not doing this one, because realistically it wasn't that complicated. It was a live. I just had to press a button and sit and chat. We all know I can sit and chat. So I'm really disappointed that I didn't do that one. And don't get me wrong, I'm not going to beat myself up about it and be proper negative Nelly. But I am going to be disappointed because it was something that I really wanted to achieve that I thought was relatively easy and quite convenient, and I had opportunity to do it and I just didn't take it. And so yeah, I'm a little bit annoyed at myself on that one, but that's okay. We move. October's a new month. Hit up that October goals video. You might see a familiar goal on there. And last but not least, family and home. The first and probably the most important was about establishing a new routine. And do you know what? We're there. The girls have started school again. Obviously Sophia is in year 6, so she's been at school for a while, but she's done brilliantly, really got into year 6, got her teeth into the work, and they give them far more responsibility at this age, and she has really thrived, and I'm really proud of her. Last week she got Star of the Week. Really pleased. She just is doing so well, and I'm really proud of her. And then Isabella started school. She smashed her first day. I got in fact, let me read you the email her teacher sent me. So I did mention earlier, there was a couple of days where we were a bit poorly, so the girls were off school for 2 days, and so I let the school know. And then Isabella's teacher sent me this. Just honestly, we're really sorry to hear Isabella's poorly, and she'll be very missed at school. She is such a happy member of our class. Isabella has had a fantastic start to reception. She is always excited to learn new things and is a pleasure to teach. We're really proud of how well she's settled into reception. I'm beaming. I'm so proud of them. I think day to day sometimes parenting is so hard, isn't it? And I have days where I'm just like, why aren't they listening to me? Why can't they just behave? Oh, the frustrations and the battles and the challenges and wondering if we're doing a good job. It's just so hard. And then one gets Star of the Week and one gets that sort of feedback, and I'm just beaming with pride. Like, I'm so proud of them, and it just affirms that I'm doing all right. We're doing all right. We're doing all right. And it's so lovely. So yeah, that establishing new routines happened. I started getting up earlier, which I really struggle with. I'm not gonna lie. I really need to practice going to bed earlier so that waking up isn't so hard. But I wake up a bit early, make sure everyone's got their stuff, and we have not been late for school once, which is, trust me, like an absolute achievement in this house. So yeah, really pleased with how things have gone for September, and looking forward to half term coming up in October though, so we can have some fun. But so far so good. The next was to secure getting our windows all sorted. So in the living room we've had all the surveys done. I did measure when they originally did the quote for our windows, So when we agreed with the quote and that was all fine, they had to come back to do a full survey to work out how many bricks they'd need to replace and all of that good stuff when they take the frames out, blah, 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 blah. So that's all underway. I'm just waiting for them to get a delivery date for the actual windows so then they can then book them in to actually come and fit them. So that's all underway. Today we also had a visit from someone who is coming to quote building in some like bespoke shelves and in the alcoves, like some shelves and some cupboards and stuff. He's brilliant. He did a lot of work for us in our old house, so yeah, really pleased about that. So that is all underway. The next was around our cleaning routine. Yeah, I did not do that. Listen, the month has been busy. I did not stick to my cleaning routine. I will do a separate video with the sheet that I use and what I say use. I clearly just admitted I didn't use it this month, but that I normally follow. But yeah, it didn't happen this month. I really found I slacked on the housework and trying to keep my head above water. The one thing I just always make sure I keep on top of is the laundry, so everyone's got a uniform and clothes to wear. Ultimately, doing a little bit each day was supposed to make it easy, and it does make it easy when I'm really on it, but I haven't been, so I've just let it build up. And I know that's because I've had a lot of events, but anyway, it didn't happen. And the last goal out of all of them was about looking for ways to save some on energy. I didn't dedicate the time to doing that, and I really should, because it is cold and I've had to put the heating on, and oh my god, I haven't done that. One thing I have done though is I've stopped using the tumble dryer, which I know is going to save us some money. I also unplugged our chest freezer, which we only had a few bits in, and have stopped using that for the foreseeable future. We usually use it when we do big bulk shopping, but because we've changed our shopping habits, it's fine for us to keep that empty for the time being. So I've done that. I did replace a couple of light bulbs in some of the rooms for more energy saving efficient ones, but that's it. I haven't done a good deep dive into where else I could possibly save some money, and I think that's really important. So I need to do a bit more research on that. So I didn't quite get to that one either, but I made a few changes, and that's better than nothing. So those are all my goals reviewed, what I've hit and what I haven't. Just to share some other reflections for the month. So I don't want it all to be positive, positive, positive. I have struggled a bit this month. I know I mentioned about the cleaning, but I've really struggled just keeping on top of everything, and often have days where I'm just like, what am I doing? This is too much. I can't do it all. And so yeah, that's really kind of encouraged a bit of a low mood, and I've had days where I've just been really low and quite irritable and snappy, and I don't like when I get like that. I don't like that about myself or how it feels. I don't like how it makes my interactions with the kids and with Trevor. So that's been something I'm struggling with. So I'm going to really try and look at how I can support myself and get some help, particularly moving forward, so that I don't feel like that, and I can really build on feeling more positive and not letting it all overwhelm me sometimes. The flip side of that, my highlight for the month has definitely been the girls at school, just getting back into that routine and that flow, seeing them thrive, make new friends, and yeah, that has definitely been my highlight for September so far. And my favourite read, so out of the 3 books, Verity by Colleen Hoover was like, so what? Like, what? Listen. You just need to, if you like a thriller, it is dark, can I just say. There are, check the trigger warnings, it is dark in places, but it was a really good page turner. I think I read it in like 24 hours. So if you have read it, I want to know if you are team manuscript or team letter. If you've read it, you know what I mean. Let me know in the comments. I need to know, I need to know, I need to know. I am team manuscript. That is my month of September. I had a really good month, all in all, to be honest. It's coming into autumn, fall. That's my favourite time of the year. Yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy with how things are going at the moment and how the month has gone. Let me know how your September goals went as well. And if you've got any reflections for the month, do share them in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, engaging and coming back again. I really, really appreciate you. Hope you have a fantastic day. Take care. Bye.